Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's Krista from Hebertstown Home. If you are new here, welcome. I would love to have you click the subscribe button down below. Today, we're talking grocery planning again. I'm gonna do another video that's gonna be my haul video for this week, but today I'm making some changes to my grocery plan. We have typically shopped for our family of 8. I like to do once a month, but that wasn't working real well, so I backed it off and I was doing once every other week. And actually, now that the new year has come around, we are still looking to really slash our grocery budget and work on getting some money out of that budget and using it for some other things that we really would prefer to spend it on than groceries. And so I am going to be shopping once a week for a little while until I can kind of get a handle on things. So when I shop for those longer chunks of time, the 2 weeks or especially for the 4 weeks as well, I tend to just stock up. I see that something's a little bit low and I'm like, I don't know if we can make it the month or not. So I'm just gonna stock up, stock up, stock up. And when we go to the store, you know, it's like, well, we'll eat this over the month and just, you know, it just feels kind of willy-nilly and out of control. And like we need to rein it in, and I really need, and also when I'm working with, when I think about working with $1,200 or $1,000 is usually what I spend, and then we spend a couple hundred more as the month goes on. When I think about that larger amount, it's just harder to keep a good handle on. Whereas if I break that down and I really want to spend this time, I want to spend $200 a week for our family of 8. I don't know if it's possible or not, but that's kind of what I want to do. And when I think about bringing it down and breaking it down to smaller chunks, I feel like it's much more manageable and I can keep track a lot easier of what's going on and where it's all going. When I have that huge chunk of money to know exactly where what went and, oh, we spent too much on this or that, it's really hard to keep track. So that's kind of my thinking, is to go down to once a week shopping, which I do not like to be in the store that often. But I think if it helps me get a better handle on our food situation, that's just what we're gonna have to do for a little while. So we're gonna go once a week, $200 a week, actually between $200 and $250, but I would like it to be closer to $200. And we kind of talked about what are some things that we really don't want to compromise on and what are some things that we can compromise on. So the main thing that we do not want to compromise on is healthy food for both us and for the kids. We are sold on Trim Healthy Mama and on healthy eating for our family. And so it's very important to us that we're offering everyone healthy choices and that we don't lose the progress that we made with that. So we are gonna still stay away from all sugar, try and cut out on the carbs, and we are gonna offer healthy choices. So that means that we're gonna have to spend a little bit more on some things like when we buy yogurt, we buy the Oikos Triple Zero and some things like that. When we buy bread, we buy the sprouted bread. So that's a little bit more expensive for some of us. For others, we buy the whole wheat bread, but staying with that, lots of fruits and vegetables. That is just more expensive, honestly. But we are gonna say, hey, we're gonna break it down and bring it down and see what we can do to make this more manageable and more workable into our budget for us so that we have more money for other things and we're not just spending it all on food. So a couple things that I'm gonna be doing today. First of all, I'm gonna be doing the meal plan for the week. And actually, I think I'm gonna do the whole month's meal plan, but then I'm gonna break it down and we're just gonna buy groceries for this week. And when I think about the meal plan for the month, I think I'm gonna be more mindful of the more expensive meals and kind of spread those out. I'm thinking things like when you make meatloaf, that's a lot of meat. And that meat is a big expense. There's not a lot of filler in there. So thinking about that, can maybe we do meatloaf once a month and we do some of the other meals that have more fillers in them more often and the higher priced meals less often. So that's kind of just just a thought and something that I'm gonna work towards. The other thing I'm gonna be doing is just really comparing prices. And I think that we're gonna try to get as many of our groceries at Aldi's as we can. And also just do some heavy duty price comparisons and see where we're getting the best deals. Shop the sales ads for sure, which I am not really good about checking those. So I think be better about shopping the sales ads. And when I'm running a 1 week haul, I think it's easier to shop the sales ads. So I'm gonna shop the sales ads, and we're gonna kind of just make sure we're getting the best bang for our buck everywhere that we go. We're gonna have to hit at least Walmart, Sam's, and Aldi's every week, which means, I mean, I think there will be weeks where maybe I'll just run to our local Walmart. We do have to drive a ways to go to Aldi's and Sam's. So we'll see kind of how it breaks down and how it works out. So obviously this week I am not going to be able to price shop for everything all at once in all 3 stores. So I'm going to be taking just really good notes about what stores give me the best deals. But I can do a lot of this online, which is really, well, some of this online. So Sam's has their local club prices online, so I can check online. So while I'm in Aldi's, I can check Sam's prices. I can also check on Aldi's sales ads against Sam's prices. I think that our local Walmart, when I bring that stuff up, I'm not for sure if I get the local prices or not. I'm just not for sure on that. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit of checking into that. So for instance, I'm looking at ground beef because that's fairly expensive per pound. So I looked it up, and at Sam's, the one that I buy runs $3.28 a pound. It's the 90/10 lean ground beef. So, and then when I look it up at Aldi's, had a sale on 96% extra lean ground beef, and it's $4.49 a pound. So that's not, it's leaner meat, but it's not worth the savings or the price for me. So I know I'm gonna buy it this time at Sam's. Now I may glance at Aldi's and just see if, you know, if they have something more comparable at a more comparable price. But I can do some of the legwork online, which is gonna help me when I get into the store not to be so overwhelmed. I'm also noticing on here that they have, on the Aldi's site, that they have chicken breasts for $4.20, let's see, $4.29 a pound. And when I look at Sam's chicken breasts, they come out to $1.98 a pound. So I think I am on the right track with buying all of my meat mostly at Sam's. I have heard that all these meat prices are a little bit higher, and that's not necessarily something to buy. But I'm gonna look at all these, like for almond milk. I'm gonna check their milk again. A lot of times their expiration date is too quick of a turnaround for me. It's gonna be kind of this game, and it may be kind of exhausting for me sometimes to try to figure all this stuff out, but we'll get there. I have done all the price comparisons. I've been on my computer and I compared prices that I could online. Now, I also got a notebook ready and kind of started listing out some things that I wanted to compare, and I will take that with me when I go shopping and try to see if I can figure out how to compare. Monty and I are going to go to Aldi's first thing tomorrow morning, so hopefully it won't be too busy. I know they get super busy there, so and then I get overwhelmed and done, and the aisles are small and too many people and all of that stuff. So anyway, we'll see what all I have time to do some comparison with. And then we'll go from there. But that is the plan anyway. I did make up my meal plan for the week. This seems really short and weird to me because it's so little, because it's only, you know, 7 meals. So we are gonna start with, I'm scrolling up here on my computer. Tonight, Monty and I are going out to dinner with his mom. So the kiddos are gonna have, we had some popcorn chicken in the freezer, so really unhealthy, real life kind of a meal. Seems like the theme the last couple days. Then on Saturday night, we're gonna have stir fry, wicked white chili on Sunday, I'm actually taking that to a family gathering where we're having soup. We're gonna do salmon patties, peas, and applesauce on Monday. Tuesday is gonna be pork roast, frozen fruit, and broccoli. And I'm actually gonna make the kids' pork roast into barbecue pork sandwiches. They haven't had those for a while. It spreads the meat a lot further. And Monty and I will eat just the plain pork roast so that we don't have the bread and the sugar in the barbecue. And then on Wednesday night, we're actually eating at church, so I don't have to worry about that. Thursday night, I'm doing chicken drummies. I found drumsticks at Aldi's on sale for 69 cents a pound. So I think I'm gonna stock up. I think I might actually get enough for 2 rounds of chicken drummies, and I think it's 6 pounds per time. And I don't know if we eat quite that many, but our family can put away quite a few of those. So, and that's out of the Trim Healthy Mama cookbook. And then next Friday, I actually scheduled in that we're gonna have Papa John's pizza. Just because we haven't eaten out in a long time, and I know that I'm gonna be ready for a break on Friday from our week, and then I won't have to cook. So pizza is fairly cheap for our family. If we eat out pizza sometimes, and there's a fast food place where we can get bag of burgers. And so I'll do bag of burgers, and then we'll buy small fries, and we'll come home and eat it. Well, I'll add cheese here at home if they want cheese, and we don't drink pop, so we don't need any of that. So that's kind of our cheap way of eating out. And then occasionally we'll do a nice eat out, like for a birthday or something. But I'm even trying to cut out most of our cheap way of eating out. But if we eat out like normally without the bag of burgers, like even fast food, it's $50 or $60 for all of us. And so we're just really careful about that. We find a couple ways to do it. For us, pizza, I can do it for around $25 for our whole family, and that's 3 large pizzas. If I can get some specials and stuff, which usually almost always I can. They've been running a 50% off deal here locally. So that works for us. So that's kind of the meal plan and the schedule. I'm gonna go over while I'm doing my grocery haul and just do a lot of legwork. And that's what the smaller haul is gonna allow me to do. When I do those great big hauls, it's just an all-day deal, and it's kind of exhausting, and I have so much stuff to get that I just don't really have a lot of time to comparison shop. So that's my thought this time, is to do that comparison shopping, to break it down into weekly trips for a little bit until I can get a handle on what I'm using each month and how much stuff I actually need to get. Thank you so much for watching and for joining me. See you next time. Bye-bye.